Hi everyone, it's Derek from the iReady podcast here, and this is my reaction to the 3-0 defeat against Celtic in the Premiership today. I'm not even going to dignify that performance with a full post-match pod because it was a disgrace all over the pitch today. Out-muscled, out-fought for round about 80 minutes of the game. It was an absolute embarrassment from that team today, from Butland all the way through to Dessers, just not good enough in the slightest. We lined up with Butland, Tavernier, Suter, Proper, Jefty, Barron, Sterling, Diamande, Cherny, Matondo and Dessers. On the subs bench were Kelly, Lawrence, Casawanjiro, Balogun, Igamani, Raskin, McCausland, Fraser and Danilo. So the team itself, probably the strongest team we could have put out there just now. We're still knitting together. We still have major deficiencies. The fact that we never really properly strengthened the front line, getting a new number 9 is a dereliction of duty in the transfer window. But we had to go with what we've got, and sadly it was very, very lacking. That said, I think the first 10 minutes we were very, very good. We were pressing them all over the park. We were getting in their face, and we had pretty much all the possession. But we done absolutely nothing with it. Dessers had a chance, couldn't put his laces through it. He got a shot off, but it was a weak effort right at the keeper. He was offside in any case, but as we'll get into, you just need to score them. You need to put a powerful shot and you need to put your laces through it. Celtic, not long after that, did have the ball in the back of the net, straight from a move just previously from us. They went right up the park, ball down the right from the midfield, nobody picking it up, across in the deck to the centre of the box, and Kyogo with a simple tap-in. The initial pass was offside and it was ruled a no-goal, so a massive let off that one there. But it's the same thing we've seen for the past 2 seasons now. The same defensive blunders, no marking, no tracking back, weak efforts of tackling. What else can you say about that? So a massive let off. As Livinkran said, and he was making a really good point, is with our chances, it doesn't matter if you're offside, you just need to put the laces through them and absolutely bury them, and if you score, it goes to VAR. If you're offside, let that play out, but we're not doing that. Celtic do that. Even if they're offside, they're still getting shots on target, they're still scoring goals. It gets ruled off, but we never learned the lesson from that, because on the 16th minute, Celtic made it 1-0, and it's a very similar goal. They were on the right, 3 of them knocking it about easy, a ball dinked through 3 of our defenders up to the touchline, a cutback cross, Proper slips at just the most inopportune time, a simple shot by Maeda past the keeper, a shambles of a defence, no marking, and we didn't learn from the offside goal a few minutes before. Celtic were the better team for the rest of the half. In our typical fashion, Matondo had to go off injured on the 38th minute. He tried to play on, McCausland came on. What a shambles McCausland was when he came on. He couldn't keep the ball down, he couldn't pass the ball. I think he had maybe 1-2 good moves the rest of the game. Not good enough at all. I've praised the guy at some points, but today he was an absolute shambles. 40th minute, Celtic made it 2-0 with who else but Kyogo scoring. We tried to pass forward, we lost out at the halfway line. 2 passes to Kyogo, who shoots from 20 yards past Butland down at the bottom right corner. It was a well taken goal. But 2 things. Once again, we had possession. We lose possession cheaply. They go up and score. I'm past the point of saying how many more times do we need to see that. And then once again, Butland well out position and beat once again down at his bottom left corner. That's something that needs to be worked at. I said it a couple of podcasts ago. Once again, just after that, 44th minute, an absolute disgraceful piece of play by Diamande, where the ball went behind him. He had the opportunity to get to it. He was just strolling about, couldn't be bothered, and when he lost the possession, you just seen him shrugging his shoulders and strutting about. Unbelievable. He should have been hooked at half time. No changes. There should have been a raft of changes at that point. Should have made 3 changes straight away, because there's a number of players that could have came off at that point. Diamande did come off in the 57th minute for Lawrence, who came on. Celtic still by far the better team. We were just getting out-muscled, outplayed at every single position on the park. We were getting overrun in midfield. I mean, if you control the midfield or have a good grasp of it at least, then it doesn't allow the opposition to get as big a stronghold on the game as Celtic did today. But we were just completely anonymous in midfield. Dessers had, I think, maybe 1 or 2 other chances, just didn't put the laces through it. Proper nearly scored another OG in the 66th minute, where it was a cross came in from the right, he sticks out his leg, it was going in, but it was a great save from Butland out for the corner. Celtic, however, did make it 3-0 on the 75th minute. We were dithering about near our box with the ball. We tried to pass it forward. Once again, we lost possession needlessly. Falls to McGregor, who sidesteps to create space for himself, hits a shot, takes a slight deflection and into the back of the net. There's a difference between us and most teams just now. We dither about with the ball, we don't get forward quick enough, we try a stupid pass near our box, and the opposition shoot. They shoot. They don't care if it's going to take a deflection, they shoot. I'm fed up saying it. If I can see it, if everybody else can see it, why can't the management see it? Game was clearly done at that point. With last throw of the dice on the 80th minute, proper Czerny and Sterling off, Balogun, Igamani and Raskin on. Now, Balogun and Raskin coming on, fair enough, but Igamani, this is the youngster who has not been playing against the likes of Ross County and Motherwell because he has came from a country who is not of the same standard as Scotland, and we're trying to build him up to a level. So Clement decides to throw him on when we were losing 3-0 against your biggest rivals. Why? I've defended Clement time and time again, but I can't defend him in that decision. That is an absolute shocking management. We all want to see him, we all want to see what he can do, but to throw him on in those circumstances when you've got Danilo there who's further on and he's a vastly more experienced player and we're needing a goal, I'm at a loss with that one. I really am. Absolutely shambolic from Clement there. The manager has got to take a lot of the can for this one, because clearly whatever game plan was there went out the window long ago, if there was a game plan. The players were disgraceful today, each to a man. I don't care who you are, they were a disgrace. Lack of performance, lack of effort, lack of skill, lack of basic football. And then the board have got to take a big massive hit on this one as well, for the fact that the transfer window was open for 2 months, maybe a wee bit longer. We knew we were having a big massive rebuild. I think it was something like 13 players out, 9 players in, but we've struggled in the last wee bit with bringing players in. So if it was done quicker, just put the money up. As I said in a previous podcast, they needed to front load money. They clearly haven't done that, or done enough. So that's us sitting 5 points behind Celtic with only 4 games gone. Really, really not good enough, and it is going to be a very, very long season if the players, management and board don't buck up their ideas very shortly. So Dave and I will be back with another podcast hopefully this week. We'll go over the last couple of games, but thank you Rangers for spoiling the Sunday. All that's left to say is thanks for listening and goodbye.